In this video, I want to do a quick sound comparison test between two microphones, the Sennheiser ME66 supercardioid shotgun microphone and the Sennheiser ME64 cardioid microphone. Now, I've had the ME66 for a long time. This is a microphone that is available on the used market fairly inexpensively, and I've always liked the quality of the sound that I get from it and the low noise. Now, I've read that the ME64, which is a 4-inch shorter microphone, condenser mic, is better for interior recording. And since I have two K6 capsules, that is the power module that goes into the ME66 and the ME64, I thought I would just acquire one of the ME64 capsules and compare the two. So I've read that the best usage of the ME64 is interior dialogue recording, which is what I want to use it for. I've been doing a bit of that, and in this environment, I think is probably the first type of environment I would use the ME64 microphone. So I'm alternating back and forth between the two. I've got both microphones plugged into a Tascam digital recorder along with a Røde VideoMicro mini shotgun microphone that I sometimes put on top of the camera, and I just want to compare, add that into the mix as well. So maybe I'll switch to that microphone, which always sounded pretty good. However, it's got a bit of self noise, and that's the reason I like the ME66. However, the ME66 is a fairly long shotgun mic, and the ME64 might go on the camera a little bit better. And when I did initial test sound check, I actually couldn't hear a difference between the two. And maybe listeners with much better ears than I have will be able to tell the difference. I simply can't tell the difference wearing headphones, my Sennheiser HD280 headphones. I really can't tell a difference. So, but I haven't recorded in this specific room. This is an open family room, open to the kitchen and so on. So I'm just curious to see if I can hear any difference between these two microphones in this environment. Next, maybe I'll try recording a little sample in a quiet kind of sound booth situation where I sometimes record audiobooks and so on. So we'll go up into the booth and compare the two close miking. Right now, these microphones are about, I would say a little more than a foot, maybe 14, 16 inches away from my mouth, and they're pointed down, overhead. So just out of frame. And this is, like I said, the most common situation that I would use these microphones. That's why I'm the most curious to hear this scenario. But next, we'll go into the booth. All right, so now here we are in my little booth, aka the walk-in closet, and it's a small, very small room, which I've treated a little bit for sound absorption, so it's very dead space. And the microphones are about how far I normally have them, like say this far from my nose, 7 inches or so. And this might be how I would read audiobooks. So again, we're swapping between the ME66 and the ME64 microphones, and let's throw in the Røde VideoMicro as well. This is a little closer, so maybe it'll do a little bit better because we don't have to ramp up the gain as much and accentuate the noise from that mic. So this is really almost the best case. Actually, I can get a little closer, like if I were to get really eat the mics and excuse any popping noises, because I have no pop filters in front of these, so I normally wouldn't want to get this close, but this is what it sounds like, very close to both of these microphones and the Røde. Okay, so anyway, back to the normal position, and sorry if I keep looking off at the screen because I'm in a dark room actually, and I can't even see the lens where the lens is, but I can see the screen, so my eye automatically kind of goes to that. Anyway, that's what it sounds like in the booth. And let's put it on top of the camera and go outside, because that's another scenario, like run and gun, just have the mic on top of the camera. And what does that sound like, say at a couple of distances away? So let's go outside! All right, now I'm recording outside with the Sennheiser ME64 microphone connected directly to the camera, a Canon EOS R camera with a 40mm lens. So I'm about 2 feet in front of the camera here, and there's a basketball court right behind here. You can see the setup, and I want to tell how much rear rejection there is of that basketball playing back there. And let's go between this camera and the ME66, but I'm going to have to do them separately. You know, obviously I'm not recording at the same time. Now this is what the ME66 sounds like 2 feet away from the camera. Still have basketball playing behind there, so we'll compare this to the ME64. Just for comparison, this is what the Røde VideoMicro sounds like on top of the camera, about 2 feet away. 2 feet away with the Røde VideoMicro. And this is what the ME64 sounds like 5 feet away. Again, I've got plugged right into the camera and a manual audio setting, so I'm not on auto. And I just bumped up the gain a little bit because I'm farther away. Now this is what the Sennheiser ME66 sounds like 5 feet away. I'm 5 feet in front of the camera now. Now this is what the Røde VideoMicro sounds like 5 feet in front of the camera. Again, the Røde VideoMicro on top of the camera 5 feet away. Okay, now I'm standing 10 feet away from the camera with the ME64 microphone. This is what the ME64 microphone sounds like 10 feet away. Now this is what the ME66 sounds like 10 feet away from the camera. I'm 10 feet away from the microphone on top of the camera. Now this is what the Røde VideoMicro sounds like 10 feet in front of the camera. 10 feet in front with the Røde VideoMicro, and I would probably never use it for this, but you never know. In a pinch, what does it sound like? Okay, that's it for this test. I'm back on the ME64 microphone, and I've put on a windsock though, because I noticed a breeze has been picking up a little bit, and hopefully that didn't make it into the sound before. The little Røde VideoMicro has a wind muff on it, and for the ME64 and 66 I didn't have the wind muff on, but I realized I had it in my bag, so I just put it on now, just for a further comparison if need be. Anyway, adios.